Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Life or So, baby. Let's go. Check. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Bitcoin taking a little bit of a pullback here. Is this sustainable? Are we going further down? 69K, 65K. Let's talk about, are we going to bounce off 71,000? Only time will tell. Nobody knows for sure. But what we can do is we can show up every single day and we can make it happen. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. This is actually green, this part of my tie, but it's see-through now, which is kind of cool. So now I'm see-through. But God bless everybody here. Thank you for being awesome and kicking it with the lifer. 71,850. Hope you're having a wonderful day. God bless you out there. Staying positive. Keeping the mind like there's opportunity out here. Hey, you know what happened to me as I got stomped out last night? I took a long, and I'll show you what I did. And I'll show you why I did it. And yeah, I'll explain it. I also I saw that we were likely going to get a move to the downside. So what happened was last night, I ended up making this little flag here. We got tight, very tight. And right here, I opened up a long. I was actually in the money for a little bit, right? And then I fell asleep. And I did say to my students, though, in my update, I said we have to watch for what looks like a complex head and shoulder. You know, once this kind of made nothing, it kind of came up. I was like, okay, so far we're so good, but they ended up making two right shoulders. You can see even a descending triangle. The 1 minute lost the 200 moving average, which is my no. You know what I mean? That's when, you know, and we collapsed to the downside. I put a stop loss, got hit off, and I woke up right somewhere here, and we've continued to kind of go down ever since. I did say it looks like we're going to go lower. We drew some type of flag there, even waiting on the 15 minute. Looks like the 1 minute made a flag, continue lower. We do see some bull div. We're going to break this down. We're going to have some fun. But yes, I found a cure for gainitis. I got stopped out. Great day, Sammy. Shout out to Stash. Shout out to everybody here on the live. And it was also, my system also told me to, when I look at the 4 hour, you know, we were away from the 21-day moving average. We were getting a little overdrawn, right? But to me, I was just saying, hey, let's just consolidate, pull this 21 into some nice price action. I actually wasn't looking to win the trade last night. I was just looking to get a lower position in which I thought was going to take us onto some sideways price action. Then the bigger trades, that was what I was looking for. Wasn't literally looking for a huge pump. And but yep, shoulder, head, and right shouldered this thing to the downside, which was also on the radar. We said, you know, either the 4 hour is going to go sideways or make that right shoulder. I'm always, you know, I look at what could possibly be, and then what you can see. I mean, yesterday, even, I think if you were on the stream yesterday, I believe we covered this live. If not, I went over it, you know. And it's interesting because the measured move would be about that. And it's pretty deep. You would take this wick really all the way to that wick. I don't know why, but that's just kind of how price action does it. Also, once you start to collapse and you lose the 21, there's the gap of the VRVP. You go back to the 200 moving average. I'm telling you, this stuff is all, and you'll see a lot of times the 200 moving average will coincide with, look, resistance, bang, right? A big chunk of liquidity right here. So, of course, that's the cap. That's the top. You know, can we get the bounce or are we going lower? Pretty nasty dump if you think about it, but there it is. Telegraphed by technical analysis. So, Sam, it was so easy to see. Why didn't you take the long? Someone would say, like, why didn't you take the short? Why weren't you in there? I'll be honest. My belly was full the last few days. I hit almost every trade I put out, and I was hitting it. I'll be honest. I got a little greedy, and I felt like I was on top of the world. And I even told myself not to, and I even told myself to relax, and I did, and I didn't put a huge trade on. If anyone knows me, I even said to my students, like, I took all my trades down. I'm good. I have that monthly trade open, but I don't have it open for huge amounts of money. I'm not going for 100 grand. You know, I'm not going to lose tons of money if it doesn't go well. And, you know, last night I was a little probably drinking the bullish Kool-Aid a little bit. Let's be honest. Sometimes you hit so much, you know, and everyone knows this as a trader. You hit so much, you kind of like, okay, why don't I try? This is the cool thing about what I did, though. You have say you have 10,000 bucks. You trade, and your first trade goes well. You make about, you know, you use only 3 grand of it, and you make 30%, a little over. Say you make 1,200 bucks, and you're like, sweet. And now you have 11,012, right? And then you find another nice trade, and you go a little harder this time, and the next time you make like 1,800, right? Then you do another one, you make 1,800. Then you open 2 trades at the same time, and you both hit 1,600. This is exactly what happened to me. I'm just explaining, you know. I had a little more in the account. I think I had like 28,000, okay? But I wasn't using all of it. I was using like 5 grand here, 7 grand here, you see? And then the next trade, you hit like $3,000 on one trade and like $2,000 on the other. And like, so it just kept like, it was just pay me, pay me, pay me. It was like Sunday, pay me. Last week we got paid, Monday, pay me, and all Monday, and I just kept kind of inching it and testing it. And so then, Tuesday came along and price action was pretty flat, didn't do much. And so I said, okay, I'll go 1,000 for 3,000. And I lost the G right there, you know what I mean, when they hit me somewhere around here. So, yeah. Yeah, and I don't have to admit that. I could say nothing, but it is what it is, right? So, but I made close to $9,000 in 2 days, and I lost $1,000 of it. That's the honest truth. So, hey, I'm okay with it. I think it's legit. And again, I was being a little pompous. I was like, whatever happens, we'll see. And again, it was a beautiful short. And I almost wish I had taken it because it was gorgeous. Look at it. It was gorgeous. It's going right to the target. Everything is looking correct. So, it is what it is. Did anybody take the short? Did anybody take the short over here? Right? Anyone take the short? Possibly. Shoulder, head, and shoulder to the downside. So anyway, when we look at this and you see it, so again, every single time I go over technical analysis, almost every single day, you can see the move. It's telegraphed to you. You can see what's likely going to happen. You can even see the measured move. It's all there. If you take 70% of the measured move and you consistently go at that rate over and over again, things will start to make sense. You know what I mean? It'll kind of come into play. So, and that's the one thing that I've been looking at too. All right. Yeah. Dang, nice short to the downside there for Bitcoin. All right. All right, so now I want to do the top-down analysis, and I want to zoom on in. Are we going lower? That's the question. Like, a lot of people are like, well, do I open up a short now? I mean, to me, it's like you're getting extended. It's as if we started a pump or dump, a pump, and you're like, the pump's going up. I mean, I do the same thing like on the 7-minute time frame. Like, you start to kind of form a flag here, and if this continues to flag, right, and goes lower, we're headed somewhere down to 69,250. So you're looking for this to get tight and a possible continuation further. 71,000, well, that takes you to 69K. You see what I'm saying? So that's the kind of levels that I'm looking at for BTC. And you got oversold and the stochastics curving back to the upside. You flip this and that level takes you back down to 69,200. All right? So I want to see this thing get a continuation move here and continue to flip, right? I mean, it looks like the dip wants to continue further to the downside. Sends you down to 69,241 for BTC. Okay. Is that guaranteed? Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what's happening on the order book. I don't know. Price action suggests we could get down to 65. There's a blob of liquidity up there at about 80,000 too. 70,750 for Bitcoin. Okay, so can we get the bounce off this key area? 72,000 for Bitcoin is kind of like a level, We want to see if we could, hold that key level and bounce, man, and get the bounce. So, very, very tight. Very tight. Let's see, though. There's good volatility today. There's a chance that we do get the move. You know, only time will tell, but there is a chance. I'm going to zoom on into this 1 minute time frame in a second. I want to get down to the top-down analysis, too. The daily doesn't look amazing. Yeah, so basically, like, you're looking for the 7 minute to either make an inverted head and shoulder, right? Can you get bull div? You're looking for bullish divergence, which is a movement up on the RSI while you get a movement down on price action. Okay, this is the key. And then oversold to the upside here for BTC. Resistance at 72,578 for Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, so, like, I mean, this is what we're seeing. This could easily just continue on with the bear flag, right? The daily, when we look at it now, you know, it's struggling. We needed to make a continuation candle. I kept saying, everyone, too, be careful, right? We're not out the water yet. Deep breaths. This isn't perfect. One step at a time, so, and anything is possible every single day. We all got to take, you know. Okay, so, I mean, if we let me zoom on into the one. Again, we know how this works. If you're watching my channel, the first thing that'll happen is the 1 minute will somehow, some way get back above the 200 moving average. It'll make like an inverted head and shoulders, just something like this. You know, you'll get it. It'll somehow make its way above this 200. Then you'll get above the 5 minute 200, and then this could end up being a daily, and that ends up being the daily wick. Like if you look at it, if you look at the candle, this area here that we're watching in this whole price action becomes the wick of the daily. And we found the daily wick many times in this channel, probably like, I don't know how many times. Countless times. So we will do it again as we have many times before, all right? So, yeah. We're looking for it right now as we speak, too. So, 71,910, 920 bouncing up here for Bitcoin. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me delete all this nonsense here and get to brass tacks. Let me jump in. Okay. Yeah. All right, I want to zoom on out to the weekly and into that monthly and see what's happening on the bigger time frames. Zoom out. All right, right here we have beautiful previous support as resistance. Like right there, you can see, I mean, yeah, I'd even bring it a little lower, right? Right there at about 64,000. This is the monthly time frame. Every single day I go over the monthly, about 2 to 3 times a day. It's important. I used to look at the monthly, but I'd look at it once, then I wouldn't look at it again for days. And I'd have this plan, but I wouldn't, you know, never execute, or I would just spend too much time looking at the smaller time frames, right? So looking at this here, I also see a bounce, and I'm looking at what is a falling wedge. Falling wedges can break up 68% of the time. You're looking for something like this. You know, and that can move all the way back up to like $122,000. All right. Tweezer bottom here on the monthly too as well. As I suggested, a possible long with a stop loss below the 200 moving average. The wick, not the 200, but the wick. It would be the 200 somewhere on the 5-day chart, but not perfect, But sorry, be below this wick. And that's kind of candle body trading too as well, right? We move on into the 2-week chart. I like the 2-week at a bullish engulfing candle. But as I said yesterday, like, already kind of starting this tweezer top, which to me is like the top of this channel here, right? It just, and again, it just, once you're inside a channel, you assume you're going to stay in it for infinity. As a trader, this is like what I've learned, my mentor used to teach me. You just assume this is going to happen forever until you either break down or you break up, right? And you'll see, usually there's a bullish or bearish retest out of the channel too as well. Every time, but most of the time, all right? So So that's one thing that we're looking for. We go over to the weekly, and then the weekly, already kind of starting. It's that's bearish. That you could front run a short right now technically, and it might end up being a bear trap, but it could keep you covered on a right now you just front run a short in case we bounce right back down here. And what I'm looking at on the weekly is some strange price action, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like you just have like massive red. You have this wick. You eat the wick up with a red candle, but you don't even beat. You still don't beat the high of the wick of the candle, which is strange. And then you have the 1 week candle sitting here, right there, right? You start to break down. I mean, that level sits at 65,000. Stop loss is at about 74,769. And I may entertain doing this. It is a little late on the short, so I'm not like, but I mean, we are capitulating right now to the downside. 71,650 for Bitcoin. Shorts getting paid as we continue to dump. Nasty right now for BTC. Losing the 200 moving average in the 1 hour time frame, which we're going to look at in a second here. Let's move forward back onto the 5-day. Yeah, the 5-day with rejection right there, no good. The daily, massive resistance right here too, right? Resistance. And then when I look at this, I mean, it's really, you could say it's like a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down to where they began. When this candle closed bearish last night at 8 p.m., I mean, that was a bearish close. Right? Just like you front run the bottom, you could front run the short right there. We ended up opening up and going down. It's kind of interesting, right? Like it says it's going to, and then we even had the head and shoulder on the 1 hour time frame. So even I am like, easily was telegraphed the short, whether I took it or not. Sam was a first trader I followed back at the ATB. He got me into Jim Rohn. And I started my side hustle studying for stockbroker license. That's so cool, man. Shout out to Crypto Antonio. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. That's very nice of you. You didn't have to do that. That's super nice. God bless you, brother. Yeah, so this looks like it wants to continue. I mean, I don't see, doesn't look amazing, right? Even this morning, the first thing I looked at, I was like, man, Bitcoin looks bearish. So, and I just want to pop back on my moving averages. Yikes. We'll go over all the scenarios that are possible. But you can even see the MACD kind of lack of bullish momentum. And there was a bear div here on my indicator on the daily. The daily had that spike up, but it was basically bearish divergence. Kind of what we call a fake high, right? Like a fight fake high, and that's why I sold. If you remember, I sold all the trades. Remember I said I'm out all of my trades. Like it just, I said I'm going to have to wait. We're too far for the daily 21-day moving average number 1. So there's a chance we come to this 21, we bounce, we use it for whatever reason, and we don't make a lower high. Like this is still a low, there's a high. We just have to make a higher low than this. It's not the worst thing in the world, folks. There is some hope here for Bitcoin, but realistically, 68% of the time when these start to break down, I mean, you can come right here, right back to 66K, right? So I'm not saying to jump into a short right now. Might be a flag to be had on the 5 or the 15, something like that. But man, Bitcoin's imploding. And I think it's really like people are talking about the war. I've been kind of seeing more and more people talk about the war. Like they're just like, it seemed like it was de-escalating, but it seems like it's escalating. And like the news is also discombobulated. Like you get this news, then you get that. You can't really, at the end of the day, you don't even have to read the news. You just look at the price of oil, right? So if we go to oil and we look at that crude and it's back up 98 and it bounced off the 1 hour 200 moving average. It's so amazing how it uses the 200. Everything does. It's just amazing. See, look, it bounced there. It bounced right there. The 200 moving average becomes this glue that drives price action, right? And then you can see how we broke above this key area. And then, wow, once you broke above this, boom, to the upside. This could drive you all the way back up here, maybe even higher to 115, right? So really pretty nice when you see that, so oil, man. And again, I don't chase oil at this point, but you could start to see, man, is it making a flag on the 15-minute moving average? And oil headed back up. Is this sustainable for oil? Let's take a look. And so you show me the charts and I'll show you the news. If oil looks like it's going to continue to rip, right? If oil looks like it's going to continue to rip, then you have to start saying, well, oil's going to continue to rip. Then there's something going on, right? Like we're not with it, right? There's something going on with the Strait of Hormuz. You know, if we're in control, the Strait of Hormuz gets relaxed and oil stays relaxed, right? But if something's happening, so if oil keeps ripping, then something isn't, you know what I mean? So you don't have to even listen to the news. You don't even have to find it. You just have to listen to the charts. Again, back to that theory. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. It's absolutely amazing how it really does play out. So somehow, in some way, I feel like oil is just kind of in this. You'd even say it's like breaking out. If we shrink it a little bit, really look at it. I mean, if that goes to the measured move, where does that take it? It takes it to $147 a barrel, which tells you that there's going to be some serious issues in the next few weeks. If oil rips to, you know what I mean, that could be Bitcoin back at 50,000. I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings. I just want to be honest, right? Because I'm just trying to read the news here for you guys. I'm trying to read the tea leaves, and it says, hey, if the oil's gonna rip this hard, then, you know, and Bitcoin and oil have been basically tag teaming inverse movement. Now you'd say, well, no, the dollar's collapsing, oil's gonna rip, and so is Bitcoin. Okay, there's a chance. We'll look at the TA and we'll keep playing with it. You look at BOOKMAP, it does still suggest that we could get up somewhere to 78,000. There's still a lot of liquidity up there. You see that? So it hasn't given up the fact that we might go clean up there, but it says, hey, we might go back down to 65.6 first too. And you can see, remember, we never lost that $65,000 set of liquidity. Today is also Fed Day, where you're going to get massive volatility. I usually don't trade Fed Day. And again, today, that's another reason why I stayed out of the short. You know what I mean? And I should have just taken it anyway. But, you know, my rules are my rules. A lot of days I don't trade Fed Day. I don't go at Fed Day, right? So, you know, I stay away from. I had such a good week. I said I'll go do something volatile, right? And so there's people that would be going after things differently, and you could win or lose too, and then get into that, like, you know, revenge trade. So it's, you know, I find whenever you're in a good spot and you're not over trading, you're in a good spot. Whenever you're not over trading, you're in a good spot. For me personally, like, you know, and this is my year, like, where like trade less, make more is the motto every single time. Some altcoins too had a pretty good day. It's interesting. Let's take a look at the altcoins today. They reset it, but yeah, River continuing to kind of hang out. People like River. They trade it. It gets a lot of volatility. It seemed to get attention and keep it moving. Caspa. Nothing changed about the fundamentals of Caspa. And I think once people realize what it is and what it does, look at that movement for Caspa just straight up. Meme Core up to the upside, right? Even Justin Sun's coin there, just up. Dexy on a move up there. Hyperliquid has doubled not too long from now. Look at Morpho. Quant. Quant's made some amazing gains recently. So there have been some altcoins that have been doing damage. Not everything. Tron is up. Look at this. Atom is up. The BitTorrent, BTT, that's a little tiny coin. I used to trade that. I can't believe that thing's still around. BitTensor AI coins have made a move, right? Fetch AI has had a bit of a move. So we're seeing, you know, there's some interest in AI and crypto, and then I think it bled into DeFi a little bit. I'm not saying it's alt season. All right, I know, and it's few and far between. There's thousands of coins. It's like 10 coins, you know, that have actually done damage. But hey, I'm scanning the market all the time. I'm waiting. Believe me, I don't trade altcoins anymore as much as I used to. But the second they start to move, I'll be trading them again. You know, I'm not giving up on them. I'm just, you know, they're not active right now. They're just not active at the present moment in time, right? So see this indicator. You can get this indicator by going here, type it in RSI, and hitting stochastics RSI with divergences by neobutane. And this indicator right here has a red R and it's bear div. All right, and it basically says bearish divergence. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. And it says there's bear div, right? And there you have it. And so it gives you the divergence. I didn't see bear div on my RSI. They were kind of locked in, but this one said, hey, stochastics don't have the energy. Price action supposedly said it did. Again, this is what's strange about this is every single time we seem to get up into the gap of the VRVP, we get rejected. And in my time of trading, like we get through it, we usually get sucked up through liquidity. Each time we do that, we've been hitting a resistance for Bitcoin. Could this become a bear trap and whip back to the upside? It could be. Could all the shorts get liquidated? They might. Could it be a good time to take? If I was short already, I'd be probably looking to take profits closer near the 21. I mean, maybe halfway through. I'd take some profits now, but it does. I don't see how we're going to reverse just yet either. So the 3-day, if that closes like that, that's bearish. We've gotten out of it a few times. We'll see, but I'm not in love with it. The daily did a bearish close here. And then kind of, sideswiped just last night with a dump. And here we are. And it's not looking great. I move over to the 8-hour and to the 4-hour time frame. And even there you can see, the 4-hour looks like it may want to come all the way down to the 200 moving average. It has some support right here where it's coming into. It's coming into some chop. But there's a gap all the way right down to that POC and all the way down to about $68,000. Resistance, bounce. This is going to be a key level to see if we can get a bounce from. It doesn't look amazing. You can't open that up. You have to say we lost the trend line, Holding this trend line literally since March 9th. So it was strong. Almost 10 days straight. We just kept kind of gliding up. We hit that beautiful long. And then, yeah. I've been longing this whole run. We basically caught this entire rally. So that's what I do, man. I'm really good at finding the bottom, and then we run it up. Now you can same kind of idea. Now you short it down. So is there any different ideas here that, will make me see it somewhat differently? You could put this level here, boom, and you could put this level here, right? Like I have. Like say, yeah, we're just coming down to the bottom of the channel. We're going to bounce, and we're still going to create higher lows here and possibly still dig on out. Or we can bounce here, too, on this 4-hour. There's a lot of support and resistance there that you would hope would hold, at least for now. Yeah, so key level there for Bitcoin. Very oversold on the 4-hour time frame. Let's kind of zoom in again now. The 200 moving average right there at about 71,672 for Bitcoin, right at the 200 moving average. And again, away for the 21. Whenever we get that far for the 21, usually, that's when I would be thinking of taking some profits. I would wait to see if we get a green candle next to a red one. This candle closes in 18 minutes. Same thing there, the 15-minute. And that was just a straight annihilation liquidation. So a bunch of late longs. See, that's why, what I do is I get in, and when I see my model, I get in very heavy, so I traded heavy. And then when we get to the top and I want to just take a little bit off the table, I've learned not to lose, Like if you made 10 grand, you don't go risk 10 grand on the rest of the trades. You see what I'm saying? You risk 1,000 of it or whatever you want. I don't know. That's what I do. You do whatever makes you happy. But you don't force it. You know what I'm saying? You attempt not to force it, right? So tightness here too. It looks kind of like what I see is a descending triangle. So I watch the smaller time frames to see because they have to reverse. Eventually they'll push out a reversal pattern like here. It's like we attempted to get a move, but that didn't happen, right? So. Oh, man. So, that just looks like we're going to go lower, doesn't it? And there it is, kind of pushing down. So, big sell-off for BTC. I don't really go to the news. Why? People go, what's happening? Why is Bitcoin dumping? I just look at the charts. To me, it's because oil is still gaining momentum, and there hasn't seemed to be a resolve for this war. And Trump came out talking like it's all good. We did Jake Paul interviews, like acting like everything is sweet. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's. I'm cool with it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a fan of it all. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. I'm open-minded to it all. But I'm also, I scrutinize everything and I look at everything, and it's just like everything seems to be all good, but is it? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know. A lot of push and pull going on. And no one seems to be able to get the clean news. Like, X was supposed to be news, right? Freedom of speech and all this. But, like, everyone tells me if you're in one country, whatever country you're in, except for, here. But, if you post any type of, oh, we got hurt, or, if you post anything that they don't want to show, then you're out. Like, you almost have to show what they want you to show. And it's everywhere, right? That's a little turmeric. It's on both sides. So it's crazy when you think about it. It's really hard to get the news, right? And my man says, Omar, God bless the lifers. Rise and shine. Thank you so much. Great day, Sammy. Thank you. God bless you, Stas. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. That is some bull div. Can we get the bounce? So eventually, if you find a bottom, what we're going to get is we're going to get an inverted head and shoulder here on the 1 minute time frame. And price action could continue further on up. All right? Yeah. Anything could happen. That's the point of control right there for BTC as well. So I want to see, the first thing you got to see is exactly, right? You got to get above this key level here, 71,892, 71,009. You get a retest of that, and, you start this inverted head and shoulder, you get this bull div. Otherwise, this just continues lower. And right now, you have to assume you're going lower until the bulls can show you that you're not, right? Like, once the trend has started on a smaller time frame, you have to assume that trend's going to continue, okay, until something changes. Like now, it's like, like once you start to pump, the bears have to show you a bear div or a head and shoulder pattern. Like just like they did here on the 1 hour. They did show us bears, a head and shoulder on the 1 hour time frame. After the pump yesterday, they said, hey, here it is. It happened, right? So you assume, so this is what I've learned about trading. Like you assume whatever position you've been in is going to continue. So you assume that this will continue to dump. Unless you can see something different. You can almost see how it looks to me like a head and shoulder there. And, you can see how this kind of had a head. It wasn't perfect, but even you could say it was cat ears right there. Cat ears bumped you lower. Sometimes it's twisted cat ears I found like this. And they go lower. You know what I mean? It's hard to see, but it happens like that. Once you mess with price action, you'll start to see things you never thought possible. And this does look like it may want to cook lower. There could be a beautiful trade coming later on today. And today's Fed day too, man. I talked about the, geopolitical unrest. We're waiting to see what Jerome Powell says. Data coming in as well. There's been a lot to hammering us every single day. Of course, we pumped for days, 8 days straight. Everyone was like, we haven't seen this in, Everyone made a big deal of it. I mean, the candles weren't amazing. We did pump, but let's be honest, some of the candles in that daily pump weren't amazing. Okay, so Fed funds rate coming in. Today was also core PPI. All right, price per core PPI. So month over month and core month over month and regular month over month. 0.3 forecast. Actual was 0.5. Okay. So that's just, every time you see things going higher, right? It's never a good sign. right? So that created stress in the market, and we started to dump too. So you can kind of dump, you can kind of short on that information in a way, because when you see it, 0.3, 0.7, and 0.3, 0.5, right? So previous was higher. They forecasted it to be lower. It was still lower than before, but this was higher than before. So it means we're entering into a higher zone. We have quelled it prior, comparatively, but now it's starting to creep up, right? So, and that's the core producer price index, right? That's what the producer pays, right? So it's the monthly economic report for the Bureau of Labor Statistics that shows the average change in prices that producers, factories, manufacturers, and wholesalers receive for goods and services they sell, but excluding food. So this is how much they were able to get for selling. I mean, actually good then if they made more money, right? If core PPI rising, it often means consumer prices will follow later. Traders watch it closely because it influences Fed rate decisions, the dollar, stocks, and crypto, right? Today, 3.9 hotter than expected. Month over month, 0.5 versus expected. So slightly hotter than expected reading, a bit negative for the rate cut hope. So we already know that though, right? Risk assets like crypto and stocks under pressure. Yeah, see? So we already know they're not going to cut the rates though. It's kind of like, I guess this is just a guarantee. The market, I didn't think the market would react to news that we already knew, but apparently it is, right? So can we bounce on out of here? We got to get a way out. There has to be some type of reversal pattern. Otherwise, this thing will continue to slump us further down. You assume lower unless they can do something. That's why I don't trade until we get back above the 200. I've had the most bearish days ever. Most bearish days ever. We dumped all day long, remember? And then at 6 p.m., we get above this, we make a flag, and then boom, 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 boom. And my model plays out beautifully. I used to get emotional, and I used to chase. I used to do a lot of silly things. Now I just chill and relax and do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I just chill, relax, and do my thing. But we have, we're dabbling with that 200 moving average there on the what is that? The 1 hour time frame, right? So we got to get a reversal here, people, to get a move back to the upside for BTC. Can we do it? That's the question. Can we do it? To me, it looks more bearish than bullish. And I know you're like, damn, I keep hearing this guy say that. Like, that's annoying. I know it is. I'm sorry. I agree. I don't like it either. But it is what it is, right? Looks like we may go lower. It definitely looks like we may be going lower. Nasty dumps there too. Wow. They all for something else. Do we trade that 1 second? I mean, that looks like I can't. When I see this as a strung out, I see it as a drunken fallen. See, that's like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Like, even though it's hard to see, right? And there you go. And that's going to send us lower to what? 70,921. I'll be honest with everybody, lower Bitcoin prices make me giddy because I know I can basically buy more Bitcoin at the low. At the same time, it's tough, right? It's like, wow, they're deploying the they're deploying the dump on this one. I wanted to move into a live short here let's see here. It just too fast for me on the entry. You know what's crazy is this injury has slowed me down in everything in life, even as a trader. You know, I used to get so much FOMO right now that I didn't hit. I mean, it was a great short too, like, and it continued to go down. Like, it's just insane, right? Let's take a look at this pump beat. But I just know not to chase. I know to relax. I know to chill. I'm also very, 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 very happy and excited with the gains that I made the last few days. So I'm just, and this could end up being an awesome week. Like the week, we still have time, right? It's only Wednesday. So I don't need to force anything. I don't need to push any, I just got to trade my trades. Is there a little bit of FOMO? Yeah, I'm publicly in front of everyone like, damn, wish I hit it. But like this day will go down as another day and it'll pass, right? Like this too shall pass, right? Like, if you trade with me, you know not to be long. And if that 1 minute loses the 200 and starts to drop, I mean, there's a trend change. The 1 minute is amazing at calling it out. It's absolutely amazing. That's why even just shorting these and longing these with a trailing stop could be absolutely amazing. Eventually, you catch such a big trade over time, So is this a bigger dump for Bitcoin? That's the one thing, folks. It looks like it is. It looks like it is. Let's clear out again and look at the bigger picture. If you're just jumping on in, welcome. My name's Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Appreciate you for being here. So, like, you have to say this was the trend line. If you don't, I mean, you're playing games. And in my humble opinion, you definitely lost the trend line, right? So, and now the 1 hour is clearly losing the 200 moving average, which is not a great sign at all, right? And then a massive dumpage too, away from the 21. 10 minute, 7 minute. And then you have this, like, descending triangle that decides to dump. You look at that daily is, you broke out. Again, every pump is followed by a dump. I kept saying it too. I was like, every pump has been followed by a dump. So this would be, this would just be no different. And a bear div there too, right? So I said over and over again too, you must always be careful, man. Just never, unless a massive trend line breaks, like, you got to believe that you're still in the bigger downtrend. Like, let's go over hopium. If you're like you're just believing there has to be reversal. Well, here's a low. There's a higher low, double bottom basically. And you could end up making a daily candle next to this one. And this might just pump back to the upside. And we might just be in some bigger channel. Right? The daily candle closes next to this one. We're in a bigger channel. And somehow it's all good. Like tomorrow we flip green. We start to pump again. The war settles down. Everyone, it's like, that's the thing. Tomorrow, everyone could say the war's over. Today, everyone could say it's never going to end. Like, there's constant stress on these markets. And it's easy to manipulate them right now with headlines. It's really crazy. So it's a headline-driven market. And it's always going to kind of get under your skin. So that's why you got to trade what you see. Like, I trade my system. And again, the system, look, away from the 21-day moving average on the daily. We already know we're extended. Away from the 21 of the 4 hour. It's crazy to see the 4 hour just hit the 21 and just absolutely leave it, though, after it built such nice repertoire. You would assume we were going to continue on this nice trajectory. Kind of a bull div. Is there slightly bull divergence? You could say, that swings down. It's flat right now. There's a chance it could bounce. You pull the Fibonacci too as well. And you're at like a set. Wow, you're at the 886. You just took a tumble. We call that a tumbleina. You can see from here, though, impulse to here, somewhat, could come back to the 786 and still bounce. But Bitcoin, man, it took basically, in about six hours, it took a tumble. Look at that. And it was registered by the 1 hour time frame. It was in a complex head and shoulder, like it was obvious, right? If I woke up on time, I would have seen the short, to be honest. That's kind of what it comes down to. So, but that's okay. Beautiful short. And it has a measured move. You just take wick to wick. It's crazy, right? To me, I mean, that's time to take profits. It's like a beautiful move happened on the day. I mean, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 hours short too. 6 in the morning to 10:30, and you're in the money. 21 moving down, and you can see there's it starts to make a descending triangle. Anyway, that's why we sold this local top. I did not start the short. Would have been a great short to enter with a stop above the top. I'm gonna start doing that every time I sell the local top and I see the next red candle. And again, just selling the tweezer top on the 1 hour time frame. I mean, putting in a short with a stop below here the second you see a tweezer after a massive pump. So you get a massive pump. The first red candle you see, you open up a short. I mean, that pays. It's just crazy how simple it can be. And you can beat yourself up about missed opportunities, but if you think about it as a trader, like me, you trade 365 days a year, you're live. You're going to miss some trades. If you get pissed about every single trade, if you try to hit every trade or get mad that you missed, you'd go insane. Now, I'd like to hit every single trade every single day, I guess, because I want to be amazing on every stream I put out, right? But some days you're going to miss, right? It's not perfect. So, but it was such a beautiful pump. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And it looks like it's going to continue. Every time I look for the 1 hour to show me some love, it's got nothing. There you can see again, just keeps descending. Just keeps deciding it's going to go lower and lower and lower, right? Wow. Complete meltdown for Bitcoin as we head into March Madness too. I put out a bracket inside the trading group. If you want to jump on in, hit the link. It costs nothing. All right. We'll get tight in there. And so again, I just keep doing the same things. Either the 1 minute's going to turn into some type of reversal, or it's just going to continue lower. I like such perfect entries that once the move happens, I'm like, it's rare that I'm going to jump on in late and just try to, unless I see something that I like. Unless I see something that's working, something that's moving. Right? Nasty, man. Nasty dump. I mean, symmetrical triangle headed. It was all there. It was all there. I'm looking at it like it was right there for me. Right there for the taking. You got to be sharp. You got to be on it. I'm on it all day long, and even I'm like, I got to be even sharper sometimes. Even harder. It's not even about being wrong. It's about being disciplined, about just trading alone, keeping your mind right. I mean, I don't see an end to this right now. The smaller the time frame, and then I just keep seeing these slanted head and shoulders. They just keep wanting to dump us. It's no end in sight to this dump. Mashing through the long. They're going to say, and it's going to come out today, I'm going to ask Grok right now, how many longs have been liquidated right now? It's amazing AI can get all information at any moment for you. It's at the speed of light too. There we go. Finally, a reversal pattern on the 1 minute. Something that could change the day. Yeah, you have to understand, I might end up posting, this is good volatility. We might have Fed news, and we might be back at 74. Usually there's a fake move. We might be back up at 74,000 by the end of the day. You never know. This could be just this could be a bear trap, I stay unemotional and just waiting for I'm like a bot. Get to my 200 and let's get the trade back on, right? This is solid. This is finally finally showing signs of life here. A possible reversal. So you don't get emotional. You don't click buttons. You stay calm. You stay calm, cool, and collected every single time. Who cares if I miss a trade? I've been hitting all week, man. So I'm going to beat myself up about it was a beautiful short. I'll tell you that. And I hope a lot of you took it if you could, right? Crypto ecosystem dead, bro. Oh man, God is great. I read the worst comment ever, right? Make a double bottom 1 minute brewing, 15-minute hammer candle. Is it possible to just a massive stop hunt down before a move up? Yeah. I mean, anything is possible. Shout out to the 1,400 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So, yes, we're getting finally some V-shaped recovery here on the 1 minute time frame. Welcome. If you're coming to my channel, I'm the guy that finds that daily bottom using all different types of tips, tricks, and tools of the smaller time frames to show you how we dig out live. We also trade live. We do all sorts of fun stuff here on the channel. I give away my strategies that I use every single day, all the time for free, and I help people understand how markets work so they can stop trading emotionally and start trading with an education that makes sense. I've backtested the things that I've taught you. Nothing here just comes out of my pocket or has been copied. I learned that, I had a mentor that taught me the parameters of these indicators, but I kind of went on my own and spent a lot of time until I found a lot of the sauce that I teach. So if you're here, thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you. My name's Sam Price. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Yeah. I'm going to teach you as much as I can for free. If you like that and you learn and you make enough to make some money trading, then jump on into the trading group with your profits and then learn even more. That's what I try to say to people. Some people will wait, and I get it, but I try to say, hey, watch the live stream. Let me teach you how to trade first. Give me a month free. After you've watched me for a month free, you should start to really get a handle of the markets. I've done it for thousands of people. I know I could do it for you. I was just like you. I sat down at work in my cubicle one day and I started clicking, and I clicked on a video and then another one, and next thing you know, I was watching, what most people watch, and then I got into finance, and somehow it led me to cryptocurrency, and next thing you know, it was all, it seemed like I was funneled into it, but whatever. I was one of the people that the algorithm bit. I got the bite. I got into it. You got the bite too. You're now in crypto like me, and you're here on the channel with the lifers. So welcome. Thank you for being here. May God bless you. May you have a wonderful day. And I appreciate you for being part of the live stream and kicking it with us. So. Could be getting somewhat of a reversal candle on the 30-minute time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, right? So what I do too is I like to front run these candles. Something I've done many times. So I either trade the 1 minute 200, or we try to front run one of these massive dump. Usually that's a massive liquidation. You would expect possibly a pump right back to the upside here for Bitcoin, right? So you can do is you can risk a little bit. You don't have to go crazy. So I go back to 73,363. I put my stop below the wick of the candle, which is 70,801 and 14. Now we've been doing well, but we don't need to get pushy. There we go. 400 for 14 ain't bad. That's beautiful. 320 for 11. I like that. And you attempt to catch the bottom. It might not be the bottom. It might dump. You know what I'm saying? And this is a real risky for me. I'm not using moving averages. I'm really just catching the bottom. I'm front running that this candle will close green. This is not a great strategy. On my strategy levels, this is probably the lowest on the totem pole. I have way better probability strategies than this. This is like, I have number 1, 2, 3. This is like number 5. Why am I doing it? It could be fun to catch bottoms. And there is a chance that I do front run this tweezer bottom. Also keeps me calm, cool, and collected when I front run, when I get into candles at the bottom. Like, right? Exactly. So getting this bounce back to the upside, and then look, I got to stop below this area here, right? Okay. So let's see where this goes. Price action's kind of dwindling right now. So while we wait on that front run, let's take a look at what we're seeing now. So way far away from the 21-day moving average. So if you flip this up, I mean, so this is kind of what you want to see now. You want to see, okay, almost looks like it's going to continue to pump, honestly, the way it looks to be. Wow, that's a monster. Like, that actually says it has, like, that's crazy. 68,000 is calling our name for whatever reason. It keeps kind of coming up for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP still suggesting, too, we could go lower. It's got a lot of liquidity at $65,800, $65,000 level, too, as well. A lot of liquidity at 78,550 for BTC. And then you see this kind of getting very, very tight, too, as well. Very interesting. So, like, you know, just like we trade bear, you trade bull. Like, so either this is going to rip all the way back up, or we're in some, like, you know, we're going to wait. But to me, I feel like the dump is mostly over. I could be wrong, but for now, I feel like the dump is over. You know, exactly. I love the music, so relaxing. Thank you, man. God bless you. Yeah. Looks like getting stopped weak, but I'm open along. Yeah. PPI came in hot, so dump continues. Right. Getting very tight there too as well. So anyway, I don't know. I don't love the move personally. I front run like the candle, but let's take a look at the 1 minute. You know, what I usually do is wait for price action to get above the 200 moving average. So we'll see. Looking sketchy, to be honest. Looking like the shorts are in control and they're just going to continue to dominate. I mean, that's going to make another descending triangle. See, so like until the 1 minute tells us my front run is likely not going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Like it's, look at that, already down. Already flipped the candle back. So I usually don't do that. It is a low on the totem pole. That's okay. You never know. You never know. Sailors rotated into Casper. That would be amazing. Oil, energy, Bitcoin. Yeah, but Bitcoin down because it's this. Okay. Wave through A4, the double. Yeah. Classic knife catching because short was missed. Interesting. Yeah, have no fear. If anything happened, Teddy Bear, we'll make sure that you get completely taken care of. Just, you know, send me an email and we'll take care of it, man. When Bitcoin becomes its own thing instead of an extension, you know, we should, you know, take care of it. So that's all I'm saying. But we will make sure that the right things are done for you. Yeah. You going long now? I attempted a long. Might be a little early. I didn't go too hard, so. Like, what was it? 320 for 1100? Something like that? 322? Look at that. I mean, it's that thing hit the exact target. It's crazy. 70,900. Yeah, now we're kind of doing the same thing yet again. Like, it just... Unless it can try to do put it in a higher low right now. But technically, that's now a symmetrical triangle. That could go either way. And when you're dumping, they usually continue to dump. That target takes you down to $70,077 for Bitcoin. You get a continuation to the downside. Okay. Like I tell you right now, I wouldn't be surprised. 5 o'clock today, I make a massive long. Like, it could happen. I'll teach you how to knife catch technically. The way I did it earlier is cowboy. I'll teach you how to do it the right way. This is just like kind of old school cowboy style. You never know. It could still win out. I'm not out yet, right? But right now, the odds are continuation. Another thing is, once you lose the 200 moving average, you can open up a short with a stop up here. There's a chance this just continues to unload on you. You end up down at 66K. So I'd wait for the 21 to catch price action would be the best idea, though. But just like, That's crazy. Shout out to Kyle Otto. God bless you, man. Thank you. You got to do it, man. All 3 screens, brother. I feel you. Non-stop, baby. Non-stop. Non-stop. And everything seems to be up and running well. And things do happen all the time. That's why I always have multiple exchanges, man. Always. 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 It's crazy. I wasn't in a trade this morning, but dang, man, I missed one of the nicest shorts of oh, man. Like, you know what's crazy about shorts, too? Look, it takes you days to run it up and hours to run it down. Like, those candles, hours and hours together to consolidate, make the moves, and then just completely wipe out on the short. Like, just short money is pretty fast. You know, I shorted more in the last 2 years than ever, and man, it is the fastest money of your life, right? Creates great volatility. It really does. We're doing some crazy sideways nonsense here. We're tempted to stop the pain here. In my mind, it's going to make a symmetrical triangle. I have this bigger one here to see if it will fill out. Right there, though, we got a symmetrical triangle. You see it right there and right there. You can forget this for now. Again, they mainly break down. I wouldn't be surprised if we still dump down to 70,484. First thing that has to happen is you got to get above that the 1 second 200, the 5 second 200 moving average, and then you got to start building the 1 minute 200 moving average, and you got to start getting back up to, back above 71,458. It's free money when you hold spot and short. It's free money. I don't know what he's saying, but yeah, so true, Sam. That's why I love shorting. Last time I watched you, sir, you're still standing and trading. No, I can't stand anymore. I am in a boot. Yeah, I'm in a boot right now. I have no, I can't walk, folks. I have an Achilles tendon, and I'm unable to put pressure on my leg. I am in a boot right now as we speak. Still got pants on, though, if you can believe it. But yeah, I'm in a boot. I am in a medical air boot, air cast, whatever you want to call it. It's tough. Not fun. Right? No one cares, Sammy. I know nobody cares. I know nobody cares. I know that. I know, brother. I know. Yeah. So, wow, can we get a double bottom with the higher low here on the 1 minute to get us out of this nasty, nasty jam? We will see. We will see. Do I call a bottom bounce here? This is crazy. This is crazy. This candle is flipping green again. Massive insanity. I put my stop right below the wick. We did not almost get wicked out. We got in, and then the candle was actually looking for the reversal. Could be a good time to possibly double down right there. Watching the volatility today, and honestly, you shouldn't even trade today. It's Fed day, you know. But that's why it's a light trade. It's not that big. Well, how big is the trade? It's $41,000 trade, 2,100 in, at about 19x lev for BTC. All right. So can we hold against this move and get a move further to the upside? Let's see. Dang, man, Bitcoin just struggling. That looks like it's going to roll over again for more downside, folks. Like, makes me want to just start shorting. Like that. That's a nice pump. You're watching this right here, right now. It's getting tight. You're about to see a move for Bitcoin. I'll come back and break it because it looks like it could make that same structure, but we don't need it. Symmetrical triangle, the 1 minute time frame. These mainly break down when price action is bearish. I'm looking for Bitcoin to collapse right now back to 70,494. As we speak, it looks like it's about to dump. Like Sam's in a long calling a dump. It makes no sense. I don't know what's going to happen, but the odds are pretty good that that's going to dump on us. In my lifetime, this has dumped more than it hasn't. If it pumps, I'll be very surprised. I'll be like, wow. It'll be one of the first times I've seen this pattern pump in a long time. Like, only 1 out of 10 times do I see this pattern break to the upside. So I'm expecting a dump, but you never know. And this is just based off years of me watching the symmetrical triangle. Most of the times it dumps. Yeah. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Defy the probability and help me win this trade. Let's get a move back to the upside here for Bitcoin. I got to get so high just to make that little bit. Yeah, it's like, that's the only thing that you know. For me, the trade, I found my number that makes sense. So you got to find a number that makes sense. What does that mean? Well, I found like, if Bitcoin goes up $1,000, I got to make about $1,000. I don't know why. It's just, you know, otherwise the trade, you know what I mean? It's like, you got to wait too long. You get such a big move and you don't make as much. I mean, I guess I could be less greedy, but I dang well know if I need Bitcoin to go up $2,000-$3,000, it only has to go up $2,000 for me to make about $1,100. So that's not too bad. It's like 50% of my regular. But my regular Bitcoin trade is if it can go up 1,000, I want to make 1,000. If it goes up 500, I want to make 500. There's been times where it goes up 200 and I make $3,000. You know what I mean? But that's when I'm trading like a little viciously. You know, Bitcoin goes up just barely and I make thousands of dollars. That's when I know that it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. He was playing tennis and fell off a roof or something like that. Yeah. This is the funniest chat ever. This guy said, the dude that said nobody cares is carrying a... Oh, you're funny, man. That's funny, bro. Nah, he was just being funny to me because I say all the time, nobody cares. Yeah, he wasn't... He was being like, he was just like, hey, you know. Sam, people care, fam, man. Thank you, brother. Yeah, Jesus cares for you. I pray for you. Thank you. God bless you, brother. Everyone show some love. So do you think I win this bottom? Do you think I win this trade? Let's see. Let's see what people say. Let's start a poll here. All right. Do I win this trade on BTC? Let's see what people say. Who knows, man? I don't know. I don't know. We are very far away from the 21-day moving average, which is a good time to short, just like it's a good time to long. Right? Someone said I started loading shorts. So far it's 68 to 32. We got some people saying definitely Astor dumped on World Partnership. No interest. Will you be live for FOMC? I will be live for FOMC later on today at about 2:15. Yeah. I found God, Sam. Thank you. God bless you, brother. I hope so. I'm in it with you. Yeah. Lifer. I mean, don't go again. You guys are crazy, man. Hey, you never know, man. I don't win every trade. I wish I did. And I don't hit every, the fact that I missed the short today is just like such a shame. Because it was like, it had Sammy Price written all over it. Even kind of had an Adam and Eve double top in a way. But the shoulder head, and I saw it before it happened. Right here, I said, it makes two shoulders. That's likely going to dump. 1 hour could take us to the 200 moving average. And, I even wrote it all out. That's exactly what happened, right? J. Powell resigning early. That would be amazing, man. Yeah. He said, pull your trade now. You said it yourself. You should be trading FOMC. I get it. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, though. I'm already in it to win it. I got to stick it to hit it. I got to stay in it to win it, baby. Oil kind of pushing out here a little bit. Can it get back to this resistance at 102? All right. So can this continue, or a rejection of 102.35? That's the kind of level that we want to see us break back through for oil. You could wait for that to bounce, or you can get aggressive here. And it may be time to long oil yet again. It bounced off that 200 moving average, which is strong. And once it kind of reconnects to the 21, my strategy is going to start telling us that there's going to be a pretty winner chicken dinner move here for oil. So I like what I'm seeing for oil, and it looks like it could continue further to the upside. Only a matter of time, but it's starting to kind of look juicy, as people say in this market. I like this tight price action, as these young whippersnappers say, right? Boom. Sam, can we see your silver? How do you know I got it? You know I got it, right? Look at that beautiful bar, man. Oh, I don't think we've done it with this nice camera, too. You got to have two things on you at all times, a silver bar and a U.S. passport, so you can get the heck out of Dodge over here. Hey, you never know in these days. Sammy, when do you move your stop loss up? Whenever I'm starting to make big money. If I plan on making $3,000 a trade and I'm up 500 to 600, I move the stop. You know what I mean? When there's a massive move to the upside, you watch me all the time. You'll see how I move my stop. I've done it live so much that, we should actually, see, that's what someone should do. Someone should go through all my live streams and find all the times I moved my stop loss up. And then put that into like a little collection. And then like you just watch that alone and you'd be like, damn, look how that guy did all his stop losses. Right? The airport would confiscate the silver. You're funny, man. You're funny. No, what I would do is I would put it, what you do is you put a little hook on it and then you hang it from a chain and you walk in with it. And you're like, it's jewelry, bro. It's part of my necklace. I think you could legally get away with that. You just put like, you just have someone like, you know, weld a little like, you know, little circle on there and then you hang it from the neck. Ask Rock how many times you move your stop loss up. Wormhole or Quant, Sam, they both connect, but hey, I just can't decide. Bitcoin goes down, they all go down. So trying to decide which to buy. I agree with you. I like Quant better, honestly, in the long term, but I don't own Quant, and I don't like Quant. Like, I'm not a fan. I'm not going to go buy Quant tomorrow. Like, I've watched Quant for years, and it's okay, but it just, I'm not telling you, it's not my favorite. And the price action is slow. You know, it has one move every like 4 to 5 years. It really has one real move. Since I've known Quant, it has one real move every 3 to 4 years. Like, and then that's about it. You get like this. Like, I can remember the times I traded Quant because those are the only times. One time it made an inverted head and shoulder that took it like almost a year to make. And when I was going to Vegas like 3 years ago, I was like, oh, I'm trading Quant. It's going from 70 up to 115 or something. And that was it. Like, and then it didn't move again for like 2 years, you know. Oil could either make a right. See, this is the thing. They could all of a sudden tell you everything's fine. Right shoulder for oil comes back down. Bitcoin pumps. Or they could tell you it's all, you know, it's hotcakes and this gets tight. So if you wait for this to get tight, then the news is probably in our favor that we're going to get a move up. So Bitcoin did close the candle, the 1 hour candle. I believe a 1 hour candle did close, or in 29 minutes it's about to close. The 30-minute candle did close at tweezer bottom. So we got a 30-minute candle to close. Interesting. All right. I'll see him attempt the same trade here. All right. I don't do any. Yeah, exactly. I passed 20 ounces of silver in a sock. No problem. Interesting. I'd be careful doing anything like that. But I mean, it is just 20 ounces right now, though. That's a lot of money. So now we're down the least we've been to the trade. The trade was down, I think, about almost $200. Right now, it's only down 69. And we're starting to get a bit of a push here. Let's take a look at that smaller time frame for Bitcoin. And for me, it just kind of like pushed its way out. It really hasn't changed anything. It's still inside of a symmetrical triangle, still very tight. And this could still break to the downside. We're not out the water yet, folks. If anything, it looks like we're about to dump now. Like it's going to roll over and take us down. Take me out and then call it a day. I see these dump more than they pump. It is what it is. I hate to be bearish against my own call. So crazy, right? I'm like, why are you long coming out? But I'm just, you know, I'm a TA guy. I'm just going over the technical analysis. Wow, shout out to the damn near 1,500 beautiful people here on the live. I don't know where you all people came from, but thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you for jumping on into the live. Thank you for being here, kicking it with me. I got a live trade open here on MEXC, which some of the least amount of fees in the game. If you want to trade live on MEXC, link is in the comment section. Also BTCC and Weeks. Okay, wow, we're finally getting a little pump back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Is it breaking out? It did. It broke out of the symmetrical triangle. There you go. There you go. Nice little spike back to the upside. Wow, that's a nice move, man. And now they're going to squeeze these late shorts. And you can see now BOOKMAP has cleared the red below us. It's not that strong. The deepest red is back at 80K, 78,000. This could have been a just, what we call a bear trap. They're going to rip it. Well, the first thing you're going to see is you're going to get above the 5-second 200 moving average. And you did do that. Nice pump, 21 coming. Now you're going to get above the 30-second 200 moving average. So you'd watch the 30-second and you're going to see price action has to go through this yellow line. This is how you piece together how a daily candle could end up becoming a bottom, right? Okay. I love the play-by-play. His brain is national treasure, right? Jason, your worship, awesome name, brother. And I love it. Anyway. Yeah. You adjust your chart to a flat top wedge here. I like what you just said. That's interesting. Normally, no, because I want to see that. To me, it was a clean breakout. But I see what you're saying because now you could get the bounce there and they still kind of be legit. Sometimes I might. I think, what you just said makes me think this man, and I don't know if I've trained you from watching the stream, but like now you just said, like it's so lifer what you just said. Like, do you switch that to it? You know what I mean? It's playing chess, right? Double top right at resistance. You got to break through this level here. And that's where people, man, what a spike. Crazy, right? And look at Sammy now, back in the green here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And the more likely we get this closed, the better off it looks like we can get the move, right? 30-minute also looks like a possible reversal back to the 21-day moving average. You got pulled very far from the 21 here. 4-hour could also make a higher low. Like, you build a story here that this might not be too bad. This could just be a bear trap. You know what I mean? The thing is, it could be the beginning of a massive dump, right? Nobody could do it like Sammy Capaneri. Nobody. Hey. I'm just one guy. I do it okay. I wasn't amazing today. I missed a short. I could have done so much better today, in my humble opinion. But I give myself like a C+, man. But hey, I appreciate you, Billy. I thank you so much for always being in my corner, man. Shout out to I can't believe there's 1,480 beautiful people here on the live. Like, this is crazy. 1,480 beautiful people. Let's get those likes up to the watchers. I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone. Massive stream. Appreciate everyone that's kicking it with the lifers and hanging out with me. So right now we're battling to see if we can call this bottom candle on the 1 hour. It closes in 23 minutes. 23, that Michael Jordan, baby. Look, it did hit the top of the channel. It did come right back down. I'll tell you, ascending triangles are 50-52. They're not guaranteed pumps. They're 50%. And they go the length of the base of the triangle. So you make this base. If this dumps, it starts to dump. Like, it has to bounce here now. Like, you have to get a bounce right now. You start to clear through here, you're going to dump. It's crazy how it bounces because it makes you think like someone else is watching this just like I am. Like, how did it bounce? How did the 1 minute candle come to a close exactly with the bounce? We get tight, we break out. We get back to the 200 on the 1 minute. Then we get above that. Then we can, and then if the 21 touches the 21 above, then if the 21 touches price above that 200, that's when you know you're getting the reversal of a lifetime. Or of it, that's how the daily works. I mean, it's amazing. And so I study this day in and day out all the time, the volatility, the ups and downs. The key is not to lose money. The key is somewhat precise or make, what I'm doing. Like right now, I am front running that this candle will close red, green. And then we'll have a continuation to the upside. It might take 6 hours to get back to the upside. Jerome Powell might talk, we might get really kind of a nothing burger. Man, but you can see the technical analysis played out absolutely beautiful. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. A complex head and shoulder. We broke to the downside. We hit the measured move of the complex head and shoulder exactly. And when the 21 curves, you bounce back to the 200. Like all the stuff that I teach came true today on this, which is crazy. 1,500. Can we continue? Wow, they're just blessing us today on the live stream. Thank you for everyone jumping on in. We appreciate you for being here. You know. Yeah, AI and quantum computers controlled everything. They're watching your stream. That's crazy, man. Can it also be a BART pattern, Sammy? Yeah, I could see how you could have called that a BART. Yes. And you want to see oil roll over here. You want to see oil roll over. You want to see Bitcoin pump. Third high or low in a row, suggesting we could get some type of movement. You got to break above this resistance. We got to get above 71.5. And that is psychological, too. It's a psychological number. You get above 71,500, boom. We close this gap, and you get back to 72K. BOOKMAP also suggesting that we actually could flatten the shorts before we flatten the longs. It just got so much. It's got a big bar of yellow liquidity up there at 80K. And when you zoom in, too, there's a lot of numbers up there. And it's got big red down at 70,350, though, too. When you zoom. When you zoom out, 80K is pretty strong, though. 77.9, 78,000. Here we go. Here's the battle. In the next 2-3 minutes, we're going to find out whether Bitcoin takes a tumble or a pump back to the upside. This is going to, I'm telling you, in 2 minutes, if Bitcoin starts to dump, the daily's starting to dump bigger. Bitcoin comes up, the daily's made a bottom. And the next 5 minutes, you're going to really know what's going to happen to this daily candle. It happens a lot here from 10 to 12 o'clock. This happens so much right here, right now on this channel with Bitcoin. And so we kind of have it trapped. We know what's up. And you don't have to know where price is going to trade it. You just have to be able to trade it, if that makes sense. And you don't have to trade it every day. You don't have to do anything you don't have to force it. I do see here, look, a bit of a shoulder, a bit of a head, a bit of a right shoulder. That starts to tell me that this could be dumping on our face. We got to be, it doesn't say it's going to happen for sure, but it's definitely something we got to watch. It's definitely something we got to watch. For Sheezy. $71,300. Nice little bounce off the bottom of the trend line yet again, holding us down. The reason why there's a good probability that I win the trade, okay? 67% of you believe that I will win this trade. 33% say I will not. 400 votes. So we got basically 300 to 100 believe I will win the trade. I have just entered a long here, folks, at the bottom of this candle, going to try to get back up to about 73,005. I'm looking for shenanigans in the Fed today. I'm looking for up and down price action, and we're very extended. I mean, that was an extended dump away from the 21. And whenever I've seen that, we usually at least, one or two things. We either go sideways for a long time to reconnect, and then we continue this massive move down, which means I may still win or at least go sideways, or we have a move back to the upside. I am still watching the 1 minute because you never know what can happen. And here we are, man. And wait, I had it mapped out. Where do we have it? Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, look at that. There it goes. No. And there, once you lose the trend line, that likely get a dump now. It's crazy, right? So, that can tell you a lot. You don't get back inside, that doesn't become like a trap. That could wick back inside and be a trap. If it does not, sooner than later, we're in that the whole day can change. Say, but it's the 1 minute. I can't, but the 1 minute has a lot to do. All time is connected. All time and space. Smaller to bigger, bigger to smaller. All grains of sand make up the beach. That means the beach is made up of all these tiny grains. That means you can't disrespect every little piece, because every little piece creates the bigger picture, right? Same with all of us. Like, you walk into the city, and it's all the people out that make the city, the bakery you go to, the person that smiles, that pours your coffee, the cab driver that drops you off, you know. The person on the corner might be a homeless person you give money to. Makes you feel better about yourself when you help someone else, right? Like all this stuff. The people around you create the life that you love. You ever have a good, conversation with a stranger? I have many times. It's changed my whole outlook on my day. I can talk to anybody. Talking to a stranger changes my whole outlook. It's like, wow, man, I can connect with anyone at any time. There's always someone out here willing to listen, and I'm willing to listen to someone else. When I was in the Lisbon airport, connected with this woman from, I don't know, she said she might even watch the stream sometimes. I gave her my card. And, we just had a good moment. We had both been through a lot. The airport, up and downs. It's crazy. I can't wait to get back to use of my leg. I have not taken a full step since the day I walked onto that court and played pickleball or paddle. The game was paddle. And it ripped my leg. I just can't believe it. When I'm live, it's rude to talk to strangers. It's such an American thing. It's not, well, you don't end up doing it on purpose. It happens sometimes. Something happens to both of you. You look at each other, you make this comment, then you make a comment, then you start to talk. You don't just go up to someone and barrage them. Like, it's a little different than that. Like you guys, you can tell when someone is willing to, there's eye contact, then there's a facial expression, and then a conversation ensues. You don't just walk up to someone, some people do. I get it. But you know what? I saw people talking to people all over, in all parts of the world, Singapore, nobody actually talks to anybody. Everyone keeps to themselves and just walks away from you. What about when you were dancing with you're funny. Is paddle like racquetball, but in the open air? No, paddle is inside of like a plexiglass room kind of thing. Yeah. Have you been to the Lambo since I left, Sammy? Just last week for the first time. I took it to the car show for the first time with my buddy Zab, man. Yeah. I did start with respect to the charts. My community is growing. Thank you for all the inspiration. God bless you, man. Thank you. Paddle rules are crazy. I love it. Yeah, it looks so fun, and I was so excited to begin a journey of playing paddle, and I was with my buddy, and we were going to start playing once. Like, it was going to change my life. I was adding another routine to my life to keep me energetic, to keep me going. And so crazy. I'm not sour. I'm just, every day I ask God for the real true reason why I wish this happened to me. And help me, help me make this turn into the most positive experience of my entire life, no matter what. It's been hard. It's been tough. You'll get back to it, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Sam, you'll get back to it, brother. Thank you. Exactly, yeah. It changed your life for sure. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Everything is connected as we continue in this journey of life, right? And so, yeah. Man, we lose you lose this trend line and it tells you that's it, man. This is a 50% pattern, When you're ripping and it's looking really good, it tends to pump. Well, and again, today is a day of heavy volatility. We go up, go down, go up, go down. You can see now, chop, 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 chop. Making a flag. Technically that's a bull flag, right? We all know this pattern. It is a bull flag. It should technically break up on you. Back to the upside. You could go back to this end point and pull it out, and technically you got 3 touches, so that's a legit trend line. If you're just jumping on into the live, I took a long right here on the end of this candle with a stop loss below this wick, seeing if we can get the reversal back to the upside. So far, I'm down $37. I was down $200. It's a $322 for a $1,100 win. I'm using $2,100 at 19x leverage, which makes it a $41,000 trade. I'm trading here live on MEXC, one of my favorite exchanges in the game. I have links to the exchanges right here if you want to jump on in. Okay. I do see weeks running smoothly here, back to normal. Everything seems fine on the order book there, so it is all right. And then you see this too is just this, we may just be making a bear flag and continue down. That's like the idea. The 21 needs to come back to price though. And so we either come back to the 21 harshly or we come back to it inside of more of like a symmetrical or more of like a consolidative channel. It's kind of where we stand. Price action is likely to get flat until Jerome Powell comes back out. We're waiting on the rate hike or the rate call. We know the Fed funds rate. It's going to come out at 3.75. It's forecast. We've been able to forecast it correctly on the show every time. It's never been wrong on the CME watch tool. So you can kind of tell what's going to happen, We've never been wrong. It's never been wrong. So, and we've always gone by what this says. And right now you never know. One day it might be wrong. But the current is 350, 375, right? And the fact that they're going to keep the rates flat is a 98% chance. All right, current rates. You can even go ahead and see current rates in April, current rates in June. It starts going back down because they changed the Fed, and it starts going further and further back down. But it's saying, fine, the first time we get a cut might be September or October. Finally, when it's a little higher than lower, is December. It's almost like 2027 till the cuts come in. And again, I've never went out this far and really mattered for it. It doesn't matter that much. But there's a 98% chance that they're going to cut the rate. I mean, they're not going to cut the rate. They're not going to cut the rate. All right. So yeah, we're waiting on boring price action here, either making a bear flag or a massive move back up. I took a shot at what looks to me like could have been the bottom. We're battling the 1 minute time frame to see if it can get out of this symmetrical triangle. We know these are 50%. So the actual probability right now of a breakup or a breakdown are about 50%. And so we're either breaking down somewhere back to the bottom of the channel there and back to where this began at 70,008, or we're breaking back up to a 71,000, 72K area. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for the members and the people jumping on in. Let's take a look at the fan funding today. And thank you so much for the nice words. Sam was the first trader I followed back in ATB days. He got me onto Jim Rohn and started my side hustle studying for stockbroker license. So cool, man. I love that people are doing and changing their lives, doing something's great. And yeah, we have people that were in their 20s that started watching me. They're 25 now. People are 25, they're 30 now. 30, it's like we've been live for a long time. You told me I was going to go 5 years straight. It's been such a run, man. I look back and I'm like, damn, how has so much time passed already? I was just weird. I mean, we're just getting started, but I remember I was just getting started. Now my birthday's coming up in just 20 days about. It's crazy because my daughter turns and then my birthday's a month later. It's like, it's kind of cool sharing that time with her. Like, because once her birthday comes, I think of mine, then mine comes, and then next thing you know, our birthdays are gone again. And I'm always like, so like towards the end of February, I'm like, oh, my first daughter's birthday's coming up. I don't say the dates exactly, but And then once her birthday ends, I'm like, my birthday's coming up. And then my birthday ends, and then birthdays remind you how time passes, right? It's kind of like Christmas. It's a moment you look up to. You can't, even if you don't care about your birthday, even if you're alone and you say you don't, because even if you live alone and you say you don't celebrate it, which I'm sure some people do. You know the date, you see it a few weeks before, and then you look back on it a few weeks after, and you're like, wow, my birthday came and went. It's the one day a year that stands out. It has to. It's like, that's my day. Like, that'll always be my day, I'm proud of my birthday. I'm proud to be alive. I'm always connected to the source of which I came from. I got a twin too, so I get to celebrate my birthday with her. which is excellent and awesome. Which reminds me, I got to start getting her present ready now, so I'm not last minute Sammy like I was last year. I could get it sent like early bird and have it all set and ready to go, right? Beautiful. I want to see this 1 minute breakout, baby. I'm still long. And you know what? I mean, multiple higher lows getting tighter. Can we get the move? 30-second has to bust above the 200 moving average. We're seeing the model. That is the model on the 5-second chart. Makes me want to trade the 1 second. You know what I'm saying? And technically, that's a cup and handle there, too. And you'd think we could get the move, which should move the gap back up to the 200 moving average. You get a nice pump up there to the upside, right? I'll make a live trade on my favorite. Like, I love this exchange. I don't know what happened there, but this is my baby, man. I've been trading there for so long now. I'm just going to make a beginning, you know, just to get it going. Make sure everything's right in the book. Okay, so yeah, it's on right now. There you go. Let me get the music back up and running. Bang. What else we got? We got Fly Away. I like this puppy. Bitcoin looks like it's about to do some damage and at least get back. We'll see. Staying tight inside the zone, too, is looking pretty good. 74K today, again, possible. Yeah, Bin Booty, dig along, tokenized down-one semiconductors on the high finance. Thoughts? I like TSM. Let's take a look at TSM. I like TSM. Yeah, you might be onto something there. Shout out to Crespo Crypto with the super chat. Shout out to Crypto Goat with the super chat. Shout out to MLR 1337. Shout out to Stas, Omar Lopez, Crypto Antonio, and all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and being absolutely amazing here on the live stream. We appreciate you and we love you. And it could have been routine maintenance that I just don't know about, which has happened many times in my life. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do maintenance. It is what it is. So, Taiwan Semiconductor. You know, let's take a look at this thing. I mean, you see that Adam and Eve double bottom there? It's interesting. Crazy how it just continues to rip to the upside. I don't know, it's a little extended for me, right? You say why I deleted the moving averages there. Yeah, weekly looks like it's pretty close to the 21. Could get a bounce and it's oversold. So that's good. So the weekly looks okay. I just want to make sure the weekly looks like somewhat decent. The 3-day, it's all right. A little it's oversold, though. The daily just looks like it's kind of struggling. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it right now. I like this Adam and Eve. It could be you could see it bounce back to the 1 hour 200 moving average. But for me to like really buy into this on a longer term idea, I don't know. I feel like it might have to pull back somewhere back to this POC at 290. I got mixed signals being it below the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. It's in a bit of a symmetrical triangle, right? It could go 50-50. 15-minute also battling the 200, and it looks kind of like a lower high there. A big move is coming for it sooner than later, up or down. Adam and Eve. I guess I'd make a call. I believe it, it's a higher low. Looks like it is going to break out and pump back up to maybe 374. When I look at it on the 15-minute, it's a beautiful Adam and Eve with a possibly good entry. I lean a little more bullish than bearish when I zoom in. But I really had to do my due diligence there for that, to make that make sense. Finally up in price action. We're in the green now on this reversal. There's a chance we catch it, folks. There's a chance we catch it. And see, this is what it's called, sticking with it. You've been with me now for 2 hours. We've been watching price action. We whittled through it. Most people just went crazy, saw green and red candles, and started just emotionally doing. We slowed down. We started drawing price action. We got calm. We figured out some structure. We mapped out a trend line. We wrapped out a top trend line. We got a breakout from the symmetrical first, if you remember. Remember, like, this is where we started. I know you don't remember because I almost don't, but remember, this is where we started here with that breakout there. I remember that massive candle. Everything going well now at 71.5. Looks like we could get this reversal, folks. And now you're just looking for this candle to close. Remember, it's going to close. It's about to close in 1 minute. And that's going to be a strong close. And you close like that, there's a good chance that I caught the bottom. So I front ran the green candle. I'm going to get the close above the entry. And then the next candle should be green and continue. You never know, though. It might just dump on me, make a bear flag, you see? I'm open-minded to anything, and I have stop losses in case, and I'm not locked into one simple path. It doesn't have to go one way. It doesn't have to be a certain thing or the other. It could go either way. Like, I'm okay with any scenario. I am trading a probability that I would like to win. You know what I'm saying? Of course. I'm trading a probability that I would very, very much like to win. But anything is possible. Okay, it looks like we're good to go here on weeks. I'm just going to open up a trade here just to show you that it looks fine. Let's just say I want to buy this dip buy right now. I believe we're going to dip. We're going to pump up to, 71.8, right? I put my stop. Make it a 2-to-1. This is not a regular trade. I'm just kind of feeling it out. $35 or 74 just to see that it works. There we go. We're in, like, that's how you would grow a small account, you know. Look, so we, bought into that wick, we get the pump back to the upside. And then once a trade starts to move, like, this is what I do. See, like, once a trade starts to move, you look for the candle to close. You look for this candle to close now. This green candle. This is like great teaching moment here. You look for this candle to close. Once it closes, you think, first you want to kind of move the stop to this wick if you can. And it's $11,000 trade. It's funny. It's a nothing burger to me. It's still like, you'd still need $1,300 in at 9x leverage to make the trade, right? And again, this exchange has been spot on for years on end. Every exchange I've ever been on, no matter what, has had some type of glitch at one point in my life. That's why I have multiple exchanges. Again, what if you had a massive long where thousands and thousands and thousands? I agree. But most people always respect that, and we figure out ways. So they know traders are their number one, and they make sure things are right. And sometimes there's maintenance that's been told, and it's just not, and you got to deal with it. I'd like to see this. So then that candle closed green. I would like the next candle to close green. It didn't. It didn't follow through, right? But you would look for this candle now to close green. If it does, I would move my stop to the wick. Someone was asking too about like stop losses earlier today. And this is just a dummy trade to make sure the pipes are working here. And everything is working right. Look, I can move my stop loss. I can trade. I got an order book. Everything is clean. Back inside this tightness here for BTC. And there are a lot of new people here. I'm just trying to figure out why there's so many people on the stream today. I mean, I know I'm super happy about it. I'm not like, I love it, but I always try to do some research. Did a lot of people see me yesterday for the first time when I went out live for an extra hour? Any new people here that saw me yesterday for the first time? If you never saw me, but you saw me for the first time yesterday, you come back today, let me know. Put a 333 in the comment if you saw me yesterday and you came back today. I just want to see if going live that time really opened up the stream, or is it really just a Bitcoin dumpage? Yeah. And everyone, we have this idea here. We'd like to bring someone into the team. All right. We want to bring someone in that can help us. Okay. I have something really exciting to announce right now. I'm running a competition to select a paid AI video intern for an exciting new project. I'm looking for someone young and enthusiastic with lots of social media experience and understanding of AI tools and basic video editing. If you think you've got what it takes to join my team, this is how you apply. Think outside the box and get crazy and creative. Make a viral short video of me using AI tools and editing software. I'll leave the rest up to you. So you make a viral video of me. I want you to use AI tools and editing software, right? Submit your video and short description of yourself to support@cryptolifer.com with the email subject intern. Let's go. So send that to support@cryptolifer.com. All right, again, that's at support@cryptolifer.com. All right, support@cryptolifer.com. And jump on in. Okay. Looks like we battled this the whole time, and it seems like it may still bear flag us. It doesn't sideways. And this is now, the closer we get to the Fed announcement, specifically at 12, things get pretty, like, a little sketchy here. And again, the overall direction today is to the downside. Like, that looks like a dump. You're above the 200. You're touching the 21 above the 200. And we sometimes live trade Fed day. I'll watch the 1 minute time frame. There might be some action on it. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And FOMC high volatility for me. Been tuning in on and off for the last few months. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. Wish I could be part of the team, Sam, but someone more qualified will take you to where you want to be. Good luck, whoever joins. Thanks, man. You sound like you could do it. You never know. Good morning, everyone. I was up at 2 a.m. setting up for this dump. Loving it. That's awesome, man. I'm proud of you for that. Looks like this wants to dump more, man, to the downside. I should be shorting this puppy. Look at it. I mean, we lost the sauce, breaking down. I did not take this short. I'm just like looking at the conception. I mean, we rolled over, right? Like, shorts down $50. We're getting tight. And again, it looks like we may just make a bear flag, like as I said. We'll see. Could become a beautiful wick up back to the upside. I mean, it's better to be red now than red at the top, so. Take a look at the last few decisions and you'll see what I mean. Yeah. I'm too old to know that stuff. I was an expert at MS World Tower. That's how old. Hey, yeah. Did you invest in Anthropic? AI you talked about a few weeks ago. I just use your link for BTC. Next steps, just getting started. Thank you. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. One step at a time, one trade at a time. Okay. And learn demo, man. Weeks has a really good demo trading right here. Futures right here, demo trading. Learn how to trade demo. Very important. All right. Looks like this bear flag is spoken and Bitcoin may not be able to reverse here. Let's take a look at the more bearish scenario for BTC. I mean, the 15-minute looks like a bear flag, right? I mean, when you zoom out, I mean, that looks nasty. Looks like you're going to go lower. Looks like you might as well just jump on in. Interesting. I mean, the 5-minute is in a bear flag too as well. You got to call it how it is. I mean, that's a dumpy. So it looks like we're going lower. It does not look like my reversal is going to play out. Am I going to chicken out on it? I didn't put enough in to stress it, so no. Right? Bitcoin will go to 80K before a major dump, and then a finance already. I don't know. Do you ever cut losses before hitting a stop loss, or do you always let it pay out? A lot of times I cut losses beforehand. I just want to make sure. I think of my P&L in the back of my head, and I see how much I've won, how much I've lost, and I say, you know, what would make sense here? And I'm like, do I really want to see? And if I see price action really, like, sometimes I see something I didn't see before. Like, this trend line was going, we were getting tight. We didn't break the trend line, so now we broke the trend line. It kind of tells me that why would I wait to hit the stop loss? You know what I'm saying? If it was a stop hunt and we reverse back up, then I can always get back in when my model plans out. So sometimes I really do cut it off beforehand because I'm like, what's the point? You know? Like, keep the loss small. If I can keep most of my losses below $100, I'm doing pretty good. If you only see $100 loss, like, that's like, I'm telling you right now, like, it means you're like, it's like dreamlike. That means you're doing amazing. Every bigger hit you take is harder to bring back. People don't realize that. You have a $1,000 account, you lose $500. All right. People think, oh, now you need to double, now you need to make 100% of your money back, but you just lost 50% of the account. So you lose 50% of the account. Now you need to turn 500 into 1,000. You need to double your money. So you don't need to just make 50% back, even though you just lost 50%. Isn't that crazy? It bugs you out. So every time you lose more than 10%, it starts getting exponentially harder to make the money back. Look about it. Look at the idea. You lose 90% of $1,000 down to $100. Now you need to make 1,000%. Isn't that crazy? It's we don't realize it. It's like, oh, I lost 90%. All I need to do is make 90% back. No, now you need to make 1,000%. You need to 10x your money now. You lose 20%, you're at 800. Now you need to make 25% back. That's not too bad. You lose 30% down to 700. Now you need to make about 50%. You know what I mean? You lose 40% down to 600. Now you need to make 80% of your money back. You see what I'm saying? Or 60% of the money back. The point is, it gets, so if you can keep the losses smaller, it benefits you in the long run. Looks like we could just be making a bear flag here that will go sideways, which actually, if it goes sideways long enough to catch the 21, I should still be able to maybe get paid here. Can the 5, so I'm just going to sit tight. We're going to come back at 2:15. 2:15, I start everyone because he starts talking at 2:30. If I start at 2, then we have to sit there for a half an hour straight. Everyone else starts at 2, which is annoying. So the stream gets bigger than mine, but that's fine. I refuse to start until 2:15. I'm not going to sit there and do nothing for a half an hour. I'm going to do nothing for 15 minutes, and then we're going to start the show. You know what I mean? And we start trading, we talk, and next thing you know, he comes on. But man, it's long enough. Yeah. You never know. I could still win the trade. You guys, 67% of the people say I win this trade. So, hey, 690 people voted. A good amount of people believe I will win that trade. So, hey, let's see what happens, man. It's not over yet, folks. It's not over yet. The lifer may prevail. We just got to sit tight and let it do its thing. Only down $99. Not a big deal. On a $2,100 thing and on an $18,000 account. So, someone said, I'm long with you, brother. God bless you, man. We'll see what happens, bro. Who knows? Shout out to Ryan Brink. Thank you. Shout out to Chris Goss, man. Slower mover up than it was down. Yo, check the 2 hour, Sam. It's on the 200. Thank you for saying that. Let's take a look at that puppy. Pretty close to it, but still hugging a higher low. It could save the day, folks. You never know, man. We might just bounce and turn this into a beautiful rising wedge and right off into the sunset. You know, like, you never know, though. But right now, it doesn't look amazing, but we got to get a bounce. Pretty nasty drop. Seems kind of like a haunt. Packing your bags to go where, right? Still a higher low, too, in the set. If it breaks these lows and it comes here, then you know it's probably going to come up for the bear test and go lower. Right now, though, it looks somewhat promising on the bigger time frames that we could just be bouncing. It's weird, man. I'm open-minded. Let's see what Fed Day brings us. Let's see where the daily candle closes. And you guys get to see what happens to this trade in about 2 hours. I'll be back at 2:15. And I'll check in back in with you all live. So I can't wait to see you all live. We'll be back for Fed Day. And it's going to be funny, too, man. Jerome Powell, it's going to be a funny one. Trust me. We're going to laugh pretty hard. So get your laughing suits on, man, or laughing hats, whatever we call it. Get ready. It's going to be exciting. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Everything's back to normal. Stress not, fear not, want not. Everyone, I love you all. There's still 1,400 people here on the live. I'm amazed. I feel like I should just stay live. I mean, this is crazy. We got a lot of people that are still watching price action right now. Where is everybody coming from? Where are you all from, man? We just grew that big, huh? We just got that many people that love crypto, man. How do we got 1,400 people here in the live right now, everyone? It's just crazy to me. Just stay live all the way until 3 o'clock. Seriously, right? See, people don't want me to leave. Like, everyone says, hey, when you're there, I feel calm, I feel good on the trades, you know? Where are we all from? We got Seattle, Thailand, Vancouver, Germany, Indonesia, Mongolia. Someone says, big day, big reversal. Netherlands. Stay live, Sammy. Naples, imagine I call this bottom, we get a massive bomb, you know? Pump, you never know. Florida, Pakistan, Bahrain. Be safe out there. Dubai, Durban, South Africa, Long Island, Italia, Saudi Arabia. You need to eat, man. Thank you. What does that mean? I haven't eaten enough. You think so? I feel good. I don't know. Yeah, just keeping my ear on the price action through you. Play-by-play with the lifer. That great announcing voice. Thank you. It's just awesome, man. Today was one of the biggest live streams we've had in a long time. I just want to say thank you to everybody. May God bless you all, and I appreciate it. It's awesome and amazing. Yeah. March Madness is always a nice distraction. You know what I mean? Just something to watch, man. Watch these kids battle for the, you know, and they try so hard. It's awesome. St. John's in the mix again this year, battling Iowa State. I believe tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in San Diego, California. That's my alma mater. I went to St. John's University. Rick Pitino is the coach. Good basketball team, man. They really came back strong the last few years. I'm really happy to see us on the national front again like we should be. We beat UConn just the other day. We won the Big East tournament, taking down one of the best teams in the nation, UConn, man. And if we could beat UConn in the Big East, we can go all the way. We can win the number. We can be the number one. So can St. John's win it all? I think they can. Would it be a hardest road ever? I think it is. I think it could be. They got to beat, I believe, Kentucky or Kansas. I'm getting it confused. I think they got to beat Kentucky. They would have, and then they'd have to beat, you know, looks like Arizona could go all the way. Anyway, amazing talent every year whenever this comes up, and it's always awesome for me to see. I really do like college basketball. Being from a big college basketball school, it gets intense, right? I like this sideways price action. We could still win this trade. No guarantees, but we're in it to win it. And again, it's just kind of, now we're just kind of sitting sideways. Did Sammy catch the bottom, or is he going to get clobbered as they go down for more? Only time will tell. And the sagas of lifer. Oh, man. The little butterfly the little butterfly sound at the end was a mistake, but hey, it was better than, you know, hey. I am amazed today and every day I am amazed all the time, every time and all the time. Seize the day. 71,300. Haven't seen that in a second. Flipping back to a possibly positive move here, back to the upside for bitty Bitcoin. I get my doctor's appointment next Friday where I could possibly take this cast off and begin to possibly walk. It would be the coolest thing ever if I'm told, hey, man, you can take some steps. You're cleared to step. You're cleared to begin the steps of walking, begin the physical therapy, begin the ability to walk again. 8 weeks from now, man, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be back in action, walking somewhat. I'm going to go to Bitcoin Vegas. I hope I'm not hobbling around the city. I hope I have fun. I'm excited. It's going to be here before we know it, and then the summer's going to be here before we know it. And then the summer's going to go by so fast, so furiously, and we're going to be back in action again. And I remember last summer like it was yesterday. It was like I could touch it. I could taste it. It feels like a weekend. How my lifers doing, man? My lifers, man. I love y'all. This community is strong, huh? This community is strong from all around the world. He says, can you show your position on screen? Yeah, it's been on screen. Like, what do you mean? Like, I showed it on screen like 100 times already. I wish you all luck, but I'm thinking of crypto livers will get by 2027. Hang in there. I hope not, man. We'll find out. We're not going to get wrecked because we're short the market. We'll be all right. We'll be okay, Kenny D. What a negative Nancy. I'm going to believe that positive energy is coming my way, that opportunity is my way. I'm going to find it. Yeah. Nothing for the birthday. I never do anything for my birthday. Usually pretty low key. Yeah, and then we just get tighter. A 5-minute looks like it's gonna dump in your face. Right? I mean, that doesn't look good. Fig had already broke out of a bear flag. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, some bull div though and a higher low. With the Fed minutes coming up, anything is possible. That looks like a more downside. 5-minute looks nasty. Just want to tell people I did great the last 2 days. Today I really wasn't that well, that sounds rude or not. I wasn't really that, like, you know, I wasn't chasing big. I mean, I guess whatever. I don't want to say that because then people say, well, of course you said that because you're Mr. Short, you donkey. You know, whatever. And I would probably say that to if it was my brother. You know. Yeah, exactly. Keeping my long open to get better position and got a short open to ride it down if needed. Interesting. Fail flip. I think it'll give me 3 to 5 minutes at the moment. Look like down. Yeah, me too. I'm staying long though, man. There's a chance that this, you know, I'm just going to do what I originally did and just stick with it. Not go against my first move, but we'll see. I'm also not over risking there as well. Like, I'm not stressing it. So I'm going to go hard again when the market tells me to go hard. I'm going to keep it light until it's time to keep it light. You know what I mean? And so it definitely doesn't look amazing. I'm not telling anyone it looks awesome. It looks more bearish than bullish. I'll tell you that right now. As this show began, we said the bulls have to show us something. The Bears are in control. The Bulls have to show us something. It's not the other way around. So we definitely need a bullish reversal pattern and Adam and Eve double bottom. Something has to change here or this is likely going lower. We're sitting here at 71,200 now for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour and a half, right? Someone says it's best to wait till FOMC. Of course it is, right? Keep my long open, get a better position, got a short open to ride it down if needed, yeah. Anchor VWAP bottom is coming in at 69.5. Then there will have a golden pocket also. I mean, it's also just like right there. I mean, it's a bunch of chop. It might be the 3-hour 200 moving average right there. Someone says, I hate being bearish, but the charts look nasty. They do. They don't look good. Look, that's a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder there. Look, the 1 minute made a head and shoulder pattern. Like after making such a beautiful... So we had a wonderful symmetrical triangle. I mean, not symmetrical, an ascending triangle. Which is like at least how, you know, we trusted the build-up slowly. And look, you made a head and shoulder, like, on the 1 minute. That's about to dump. It does look like it wants to go lower, in my humble opinion, right? Really got to pound. Yeah, pound. Remember the poundings? Got to pound the market all day. Every day is a pounding, you know. It's funny. My pocket square's been off the whole time, huh? And nobody told me, huh? I wore the gray on gray. Gray shirt with the gray, you know, I never thought about it. Gray. Today I saw it at the corner of my eye. I said, I'll go gray on gray over here. I never did the gray with the gray, did I? That looks like it's going to go down, man. It's over. Thing is, that could even hit the target and still just be a wick, but there's your neckline for the head and shoulder. Takes you to 70,840. I mean, I want to get off, but there's 1,250 people. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, how could you say no to 1,250 people that still want to watch you? Like, I used to go so hard I used to have 3 people watching the stream. I used to have 10 people watching the stream. I used to have, you know, 50 people. I used to do this for 300 people. For years, I did it in front of 300 people, and I loved every second of it. You know, I remind myself that whenever things struggle, whenever the markets aren't perfect, I tell myself, I said, Sam, man, you used to love every second of this channel, and 300 people used to watch you. Now you have 5 times that people, and it's the end of the show. You've been extra for an extra half an hour, and people are still here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they caught the lifer bug, or we're finally just really, people are, you know, we're really finally, the community is just that strong from coming here every single day. Yeah. Imagine being a beginner and trying to follow Sam today. I mean, you would be, if you were following, you would just be, this is Fed Day. You just sit and relax. As a beginner, yeah, you would learn that Fed Day is, you would learn a lot. You would learn that Fed Day is crazy. Honestly, you would also learn that I'm staying with my trade no matter what. I didn't open up 10 trades. I opened up 1 trade. And I think a beginner would do great today. They'd learn a lot. They'd learn how to stay strong, stay calm, stay focused, keep a bunch of different ideas, and no matter what. All right. Crypto Rev Day, that's crazy, man. Shout out to the real seed trader. Thank you. AI is taking everyone's job. It's Fed Day and people need to change their lives. I like to watch your videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. God bless you. Magic tie. Yeah, the magic tie. Look. You can pump the candle right through the tie, you know. Look, you can see the order book through the tie. Bitcoin 71, you know. Okay, I got an order book in my chest over here. It's kind of cool, right? It's like the magic tie. Sammy's magic tie. It's green, you know what I mean? Rather be in these charts than the clock. Yeah, I got you, man. Watch them cut today. Volume is decided, sell pressure is lessened. This may be the daily button. Could sweep the low. Fed Day is wild. That'd be crazy if they cut today. Absolutely insane. I'm still long, folks. My candle closed long, man. It held the wick. This next candle closed with a higher wick. We have a chance. We got a chance. Love from Pakistan. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to all the people that said where they're from, man. Appreciate that. Love y'all. I guess Fed Day and volatility just brings a lot of people to the market. Bitcoin dumps brings a lot of people to the market. Look at that bounce. I did not short that. I'm still long, man. Canada just lowered. That's crazy, right? Imagine wearing a green suit. I got it. I think I got a green tie that would become, you know. Between lifers and the crypto ref crew, absolutely blessed for all the knowledge drops. That's crazy, man. You've been with me that long? You've been with me through crypto rev? That's crazy. Salam alaikum to my peoples, man. And happy Ramadan to anyone. I think today or tomorrow is your last day of Ramadan, I think. Ramadan is coming to an end. Shout out to anyone that pushed it. I did not fast this year because of my injury. Many days I did fast, but I had to take a medication, or I took bone broth for the healing of my leg. And people say fasting can heal you, and I believe that. But my leg was in a lot of pain a lot of times too. And honestly, I'm going through maybe what feels like it's not. My pain feels similar to fast. And the last time I had any type of restriction like this in my life, I put it on myself through fasting. I can't walk. I can't go anywhere. I cannot put pressure on my leg. I can't step down on my leg. I can't put a sock on without like taking my time. It's a very tough process that I'm living through right now. I don't wish it on anybody. Not my worst day. It's so hard. I don't wish it on my worst day. It's tough. You know. Yeah, tomorrow will be the last day of Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr. All right. And Eid will be Friday, March 20th, where everyone can eat, have a big party. It's the first day you wake up that morning and you don't fast that day. It's crazy. After you do it for 30 days, it's really interesting, you know. Fasting and prayer, man. I pray every day on my foot, and my wife prays for me, don't you, my love? And she attempts to heal me. This looks like it's gonna roll over, folks, but you know, no time can tell. Price action is bearish. We're just telling you that. We're not saying it's not. But we could still dig in a higher low on the. Look at the daily. I mean, the daily to me is broke out. It broke out of a rising wedge already. Like that was the trend line, and it lost it. It either has to make a bear trap back inside, or I mean, you guess you do have 1 2 1 2 now. Technically, that can be a new trend. But this resistance has to hold now. If you don't, you're dropping down to 68,000. And we could still hold a higher low there. You see? It's not the worst thing in the world, but... So we're seeing Fed comes out light. We end up getting a bounce. Well, we close red tonight. We go back and forth. But tonight, we reverse. Kind of looks like that's what's going to happen. We're going to just kind of go sideways all day. 70,008 to 71,002. Then we're going to close tonight around 71K, and then we actually get the reversal back to the top of the channel here. Whether we eventually dump later on matters not, or, you know, is up for debate, but, right? So we're seeing if we could get this move back to the upside. I'm wondering if it's daylight savings time. Is it daylight savings time? Is that the reason why people are still here? Because I'm like, usually for like years on it, for like 6 months, like around 12 o'clock, the live stream would have a fall off. Now at 12 o'clock, the live stream seems to get bigger. Like, and I'm confused. I'm amazed by it. Like, I think it's unbelievable. And I'm like, what am I doing differently? Is it just the longevity of me live streaming? Am I actually just really reaping the rewards of live streaming for years? I don't know. Anyone know or heard if peptides work for Achilles tendon? Some people told me. You know, yeah, you just the man, Sam. Thank you. That BPC 157, it does, right? Yeah. because we haven't changed time in Europe yet. Yeah, when will you guys change time? Yeah. Rounded bottom, fruits of your spirit and labor. Thank you for saying that. I'm just amazed, man. I'm here since January. God bless you, man. There is a spray you can put in your mouth. Some people say it's not the best, though, for the BBC 157. Yeah, you know. I don't know, though. I'm not an expert at any of this stuff by any means. I don't call to be or plan to, you know, play or claim to be. I'm really adamant about my trend lines. I feel like you definitely lost the trend line here. That's it threw me off bad, man, because I was watching this thing get tighter and tighter. And we technically had broken out, too, you could say. And now you're just like, you lost it all. Like, you know, like you can't. So to me, you lost the trend line. Like, that has to bounce back inside, or you do have some supportive resistance that could hold. But I can see how you could drop somewhere down to the 200, somewhere to 68, 69K. So that YouTube algo giving lifers due, right? No, because we love you, man. Got laid off, so it's trading or bust. I feel you, bro. In Ireland, we changed the time on the 29th of March. Interesting. So I have you guys for 10 more days. Other big channels are not streaming anymore, so you get all the juice, baby. Hey, man, we never stop. I mean, so much nutrition has been removed from our food. Sad, but God will prevail. You just keep doing what you got to do, man. Don't get negative. Get the seeds. Plant your food. Get ready. Struggling right now with that long, right? Looking like they're going to come for me now. It doesn't look good at all. Let's flip to that 5-minute bear flag. Up there it is. Yeah, it looks like it broke. Yeah, it broke, man. It's... Looks like way more dump is coming down to 69,007. We came down and made a poll. That's a bull flag. You've been dealing for weeks. Not sure why you were surprised. There should be way more people here. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Everyone left and only the lifers are trading. We have been doing really well for weeks. I appreciate you saying that. So you've been watching me and you'd be like, you've been doing well for weeks, man. So why wouldn't people want to keep watching? I wasn't perfect on this today, so I'm a little upset about myself. A little. Never know what's going to happen, though. All right, so our live just dashed between two dates. Make it count. Yeah, I feel that, man. I feel that. Stress fracture in my foot yesterday. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope you heal well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to jump on out of here. If nobody joined the army, there would never be war. Amen. Yeah. And if you want to learn what I learn, you want to trade where I trade, where I most 90% of the time give the best setups in the game, go to cryptolifer.com to find out more. You want to trade where we trade, we have links to the exchanges in which we trade. All right. And I'm here every single day, live streaming constantly, all the time. So, everybody, thank you so much for jumping on into the live. Appreciate you today. Down $100. We'll see what happens. And I'll update it in the trading group. And I'll be back by 2:15 for the trading day with Jerome Powell and Fed Day, which I know my wife is so happy about. But I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in a couple hours. Be safe. Be amazing. The secret to success is getting started. I'm still in this trade. I'm not getting out. I'm only down 100. We'll see what happens.